President Obama is finally acting a little stronger on the issue of LGBT rights. He's announcing an executive order today that will, quote, make it illegal for federal contractors to discriminate against workers based on sexual orientation or gender identity. So basically what this is ENDA, which is the Employment Non-Discrimination Act, and it's ENDA being implemented where he's allowed to implement it legally by himself. So again, it's for federal contractors. So overnight, with just the stroke of his pen, he could sign an executive order, and it applies to federal contractors. So the bad news, of course, is that Congress isn't passing it for the entire country, and they should. I mean, when it comes to this issue, 59% of the American people are in favor of gays marrying. To give you more details about discrimination against gays in the country, there are 29 states where you can get fired for being gay. So even if you walk into a restaurant, for example, in Alabama or Mississippi or some deep red state, they could kick you out if they think you're acting effeminate and they think you might be gay. They're legally allowed to say, we don't serve your kind, get out of here. Not only that, only in 17 states is gay marriage legal. So even though a majority of the American people are on the right side of this issue, only 17 states have taken action on it. Now, of course, that number, every single day, more and more states are legalizing gay marriage through different avenues. Most of the time, nowadays, it's been through the court system. Courts have ruled that bans on gay marriage in state constitutions aren't legitimate because they violate the federal constitution. So we're slowly but surely moving in the right direction, but it's taking a very long time, and I hate to rain on President Obama's parade, and look, of course, this is good news that he signed this, but the annoying thing is that he could have signed this a very, very long time ago. In fact, this idea was being thrown around years ago, and President Obama hadn't signed it until today. I don't know why he was hesitating, but he finally signed it today, and some of the articles hinted at the fact that he knows that Congress isn't going to act on ENDA in a broader sense. And look, here's my plan. Here's my sense of it. I've told you guys this before, but here's how I would react if I was president in this scenario. We all know that eventually gay marriage is rightly going to be legal in all 50 states. I don't know how it's going to come to that conclusion, but one way or another, it's going to come to that conclusion, whether it's on a state-by-state basis and they all fall, or whether the Supreme Court finally rules the right way, or whether we do legislation on a federal level, or whatever the case is. Eventually, it's going to fall. So then the question just becomes, it's a matter of how we get it done, and of course, the more aggressive you are, the more history will look at you kindly and say, oh, look, they were willing to do whatever it takes to do the right thing. So if I was President Obama, I would do an executive order that I knew was unconstitutional, and then I would dare the Republicans to take me to court over it. I would dare them. So I would sign an executive order that implements ENDA all around the country, for example, and then they'd say, wait, you can't do that. That has to go through Congress. You're not allowed to sign that bill. That doesn't make any sense. Do you not know how the government works? And I'd say, oh, okay, that's fun. That's interesting. Why don't you guys sue me over it? And how about we go to court and we have this out, and then we'll see what happens from there. And then look, let's say you win in court, which probably wouldn't happen. But okay, you win in court. Well, then the history books go, oh my God, this president was fighting for equal rights and was so strong on the issue, and wow, what a hero. But if you lose, guess what? You've sparked the debate from just a principled perspective, not from a legal perspective. And from a principled perspective of should we be in favor or against gay marriage, you already have 59% of the American people with you. So you've sparked a movement where now there's more legislative fervor to get something done. So if you lose in court, then people go, wow, why don't we really, really fight to get gay marriage legal through Congress? You know, and then there's part two of the plan, which is if I'm President Obama, I'm working closely with the Senate Democrats and the House Democrats, and I'm making them propose bills every single day to legalize gay marriage on a federal level. I'm making them do that. And when the Republicans inevitably block it, which they will, you call press conferences and you slam them with it, and then that helps you in the next elections. You have to understand something. When you have the majority on your side, you can use it to your advantage. When 59% of the American people are with you and they want legal gay marriage on a federal level, when the Republicans block it, that hurts them. So then you call press conferences and you talk about, well, look at these guys. They apparently don't believe in democracy. They apparently believe that we're living in a fascist dictatorship and they get to call all the shots, even though they're in the minority party. So you hit them with it, and you hit them with it, and then you win more elections based off of it. And eventually, hopefully, you get a supermajority and you can pass gay marriage on a federal level. And look, it's just one of those situations where we know that we're right. We know that the debate is settled in the mind of reasonable people, and it's just a matter of history catching up with what we already know to be the right thing to do. And the harder you fight for it, the kinder history judges you, and the sooner you're getting to the proper conclusion, which is gay people should be treated equally just like everybody else. They should have the same rights, and it should be a non-issue. I want them to call press conferences, and I want the Democrats to hammer the Republicans and say, what's any difference between this debate and the interracial marriage debate, which, in the 1960s and 1970s, people thought, well, we're in this state, we're against interracial marriage. So in New York and California, they could do whatever they want, but not here in Alabama, man. Well, that's a ridiculous opinion. And just like today that you can't say that, or else you'd, be risking your entire career in whatever because that's such a stupid point of view, it should be the same thing for gay rights. So, yes, today's a good day because Obama signed this executive order, but he should have done it a lot earlier, and the Democrats should be fighting a lot harder. This is the way I look at it. If the Republicans can try to repeal Obamacare 50 times, okay, you can try to get gay marriage legal on a federal level at least 51 times, and you should make a bigger stink about it than the Republicans are making about Obamacare or whatever the hell else they're complaining about.